Good evening, folks. So, welcome to the trade review of 23rd September 2025. So, I'm going to talk about the trades that I have taken today and the trades that I have missed, and profit and losses that I have made in the trades that I have done. So, I majorly trade indices, European indices like DAX and FTSE, and I also trade Forex like Euro USD and pound sterling versus the American dollar and yen. So today, early morning, I took my first trade at around 9 o'clock during the DAX open. I was supposed to enter the market at around 23,600 because the strategy was to buy below the breakout candle. So if you can see, this is the breakout candle. Let me just put this away. Yeah. So this is the breakout candle, and the idea was to buy below the breakout candle. So my fill was not that good. I got in somewhere over here. So let me just switch to a 5-minute chart. Yeah. So I got in somewhere around here. So the trade was going okay. I added to my position somewhere around this point. Then it was starting to go in the wrong direction, and I thought it might go on the downside. The idea was to make sure I hold the trade and trade it properly, but as you know, market goes up and down. So I was pretty tired in the morning because I couldn't sleep properly. So it's important that I have a good sleep. So my conviction towards my trade was terrible. So what I did was I took out my losses pretty quickly, around $30 loss, and I closed my position. But as soon as I did that, the market started rallying and it went and hit the double top over here. Also, because I was pretty tired in the morning, I was not able to do my chart analysis properly. So because of that, I feel that I did a very bad job of predicting where the double top was and where the actual market was going to turn from. So overall, DAX was a losing trade for me. Talking about my main trade, that is pound versus the US dollar. So I basically trade a strategy known as spring and upthrust, developed by Richard Wyckoff almost 100 years back. So pretty simple strategy. So the market goes up, comes back to certain level, then there will be some resistance to go down, or sorry, a support. It will be pushed up, then comes back down again. So I entered the market somewhere around this point, and as you can see, I bought the pound sterling versus the dollar around 11 o'clock. I entered the market at the close of this candle of 11 o'clock candle. I trade usually on a 30-minute chart. I entered the trade, and I'll just show you how I traded on a 5-minute chart. So I entered the trade over here, then I added to my position at this particular point, then again added to this position. So now the idea was to push for the highs. I got a pretty scared when the market was starting to go lower, but as soon as I saw it was touching back to this particular level, I knew the market was going to bounce back again. So the only thing that I wanted to make sure that I did was I was convinced that the market was going to go up, and the conviction is pretty important in my purview because I lost so many times before just because I was not convinced enough that the trade is going to work out in my direction, and I've lost just because of that. So I try to make sure that I take my trades with complete conviction. So if I am not convinced enough, I will just take a loss and get out. But if I am convinced, I will keep adding to my position. So what I have understood today from the way I traded, it was not a pretty straightforward trending kind of a market for pound USD. So it was more of a on the jittery side, because from what I see is market going up, being sold back again it goes up, again it gets sold off. So holding my trade till the point it reaches my target was something very hard mentally. So I I will try to do more mental preparation from the next trade onward, because from what I have understood, it's more important to have a mental composure than just technical analysis. The mental composure is the most important thing when it comes to trading. So market traded over here. I had added pretty significant to my position. It was 4 times my usual trading lots. So if I'm trading one lot, so I had added additional 3 lots when the market was going up. So it went up. I took half profit at this level when the market pushed towards the highs, and I kept half of my position going. I bought up the stop loss to break even for the remaining 2 positions that I had, but I think it was a very bad idea. So I was pretty much very up on the account, almost around 5%. Now I'm just up 2.5%, because I was not able to book my profit over here. The market just went up and then came back down again, because there was a resistance over here which I didn't see at the time. This should have been my target for all my positions. I did take out some profit over here, but the other position I should have closed. But okay, that's the part of the game. Usually this, when the market springs, it goes up to pretty certain highs, because if you can see using a fib retracement, my target was somewhere around this point. The market sometimes goes to 1.618 Fibonacci retracement, but sometimes it doesn't, so it just gets sold off somewhere around this region. But as I was actually very tired and I was not thinking straight, so I didn't see this level, which should have been my ideal target. And once the market went to that level, it got pretty bad and it sold off, and then it took out my position that was at break even. So that was about British pound sterling versus the dollar. Now, talking about the trades I missed, uh, there was a pretty good option for me to take a trade in the FTSE. Again, a spring setup, market went up, came back down to this level. It took out the highs of this particular level after the open, then pushed back down again, nailed all the stop losses at that particular level, and then pushed back up again. So, and again took out the highs and then went back down again. So my strategy was to buy at the close of this candle over here, and then I wanted to push for the highs and close the position over here. But or as I already was running one position, I didn't want to risk more of my account, so I didn't take a trade in the FTSE. So overall, okay day, net 0 day kind of a way. For the Nasdaq, I was going to trade the Nasdaq, but after after I had my lunch, I felt that I was falling a bit asleep, and it was very difficult to trade the market. So I just was going through what was happening. The idea was to actually buy at this level if the market has pushed all the way on the first candle itself, so that I can enter the trade and the market would have pushed back up to this particular level and closed inside. So this is another Wyckoff setup that I use, because as you can see, a lot of buying came in over here. Usually what happens is when the market opens, it just pushes down a little, almost 60-70 points to take out all the stop losses that have been kept, or all the liquidity that has been holding up over here, and then it pushes back up immediately when all the orders are being filled. So I was looking for a close inside the or above 24,732, but unfortunately on a 30-minute chart it didn't close above, so I had to wait. But I felt that a short call would have been much better option, because once it closes below this level, it makes it pretty clear that the buyers are not in charge. It tried to push back up a little bit, but for the Wyckoff setup to work, the reaction should be pretty immediate. So in the first candle itself, it should go and close in the range, or at least the second candle should have a pretty strong buys, or a pretty strong push up, so that it confirms the setup. So the market was pretty weak, and then it got completely sold off to the bottom. So those are the couple of trades that I missed. I feel the only reason why I missed the trade is because I was pretty tired. So I'm not gonna brag about it again and again. So that's what the today's trade was. What I'm going to do for the whole video series that I am trying to bring to you guys is that I want to capture every trade that I do live on YouTube. I didn't stream on YouTube because I'm still figuring out how to do it. So once I figure it out in a way that it is possible to do, and I can get pretty good with it, then I'll start streaming, because I feel streaming and doing my trades helps me keep my composure, and it helps me trade with a very calm mind. So that's the overall idea. So I am going to make sure that I give these reviews every day in the evening, so that it keeps a record of my own trades, as well as if it helps you guys to understand the way I trade. So that's it, I think. And tomorrow morning again, I will be back at it. I'll try to record my live trading session and upload it after I have done my work, but I can't be sure about it. I will also record one of the videos for my trading strategy that I use. So that a pretty comprehensive video I am going to put forward, so that you can learn the way I trade and the way I trade trades. And I am just starting up. Because I'm starting up, I'm a newcomer in this side of business. I have tried to do a lot of research. I tried to do a lot of paper trading to make sure that I understand the way market works. So I want to make sure I pass on that knowledge, and I also have all the details captured in a video format, so that when I go forward and review all my trade, it makes sure that I have a way to learn from my mistakes. So that's the overall idea of how I want to do this. So the I think that's it for today. So tomorrow I'll record another video once I'm done with my trading. If I figure out how to do a live session, I would just go live on YouTube and do it. So good evening and have a great day.